Okay, well, it's almost 5:30. Let's start and see where we go and how we're doing. I'd like to first of all introduce guests. So,
My name is Robert McClelland.
and Robert was part of the created the survey, and we're going to bring him on board under new business, if that's okay. Hi, ladies.
Hello.
And then we have Manny Light on Zoom. So welcome, Manny.
Thank you very much. I do apologize for this. I am sitting in front of my house right now. We intend on selling our home, so we have a contractor that's doing a few just finishing touches for the house before we put it on the market. And I gave him my key and I told him to leave it under the mat, and he did not leave it under the mat. So I am actually in my car waiting for my stepdaughter to arrive so I can get in the house. So I
We were
apologize.
wondering why it was dark.
Yes. It is dark up here. I am jealous because I do see it's still light there.
It's dark at like 4:30.
It is, and it's 85 degrees
Yeah.
here too.
Oh, stop teasing me, please.
I'm lying.
I just want to quickly say, I just appreciate the entire Board of Trustees and Search Committee throughout the whole process. It was done so well and so professionally from start to finish. The communication lines were clear from the get-go, and I was ecstatic when Andy called me about the position. And I flew down the following week with my wife, and she absolutely loved the place. And we can't wait to get down there, and I can't wait to start working with all of you.
Thank you. We're looking forward to having you. And you leave all that nasty weather up there.
I promise.
Okay, let's move on. Oh, I lost my page with all my notes on it. That's there we go. Okay. Okay, first up is the minutes from October 19th. Has everyone had a chance to look at that? I have a motion to accept the minutes. Is there a second? All in favor? Any opposed? Okay, minutes are approved. Thank you. As far as my report is concerned, I really don't have one. Manny, I have sent out your contract and it should be on the way to you. I hope you get it probably tomorrow.
Okay.
So you'll have that and just bring it back with you, or you can mail it if you want.
Thank you.
Okay, next, Anjane, have your report?
Hi, everybody. Okay, so we'll start off with the good news. Santa is coming to the library. What is it? But get your pens and pencils out. Here we go. On December 2nd, the Knoxville Opera is coming, and the Knoxville Opera has come and been a partner with the library for over 10 years. Brian Selesky is the maestro. And so if you haven't had an opportunity to come in and see the opera, please take a moment. This is such a unique experience for introducing an activity like this to those who might not have as easy as access as others. So that is on the 2nd.
And really tell your friends about this too. And
What time is that?
It is at 6 o'clock.
I'd like to get as many people as we possibly can.
That's hometown Christmas at the courthouse.
It's the kickoff of the Christmas trees.
Yeah, I have to be there.
What time do they start?
5:30, I thought I had it. Hold on, I think I have it.
I think the tree lighting is at 6:30.
So 6:30 to 8:30, Festival of Tree Lighting at 6:30, then the prayer, Pledge of Allegiance, Pride of Tennessee Award. The entertainment is the Clayton Bradley Academy Choir and Orchestra. and the Maryville College, and then refreshments are provided by,
How long is the
After-
upper group gonna be here?
they're gonna be here from 6 to 7.
Okay.
Okay, what is it then on December 6th? From 5:30 to 7, Santa's gonna be at the library. The cafe, we are going to have it run, stay open until 7 that evening as well. What is it? Then on the 16th of December, the Kenyon Choir is coming to perform at 2 p.m. in the main gallery. And then just as a final touch up, we're having several children's choirs come in and sing for us, but we just started that discussion today, so I don't have any more details, but please be looking at your favorite way to find out information about us. It'll be on all of them. Facebook, social media, any of our social media platforms, as well as our digital signage and in the paper. Okay, what is it? Few things I wanted to touch on in the report I submitted. Just want to again bring it to everyone's attention that starting Monday, November 8th, we started accepting books back in the library. So the internal book drop is now open as well as the external book drop. Now, in saying that, the external book drop does close when we close at Saturday at 5:30, and then it opens back up at 7:30 on Monday.
So on weekends or on Sundays, it's probably a little bit of a challenge. People can't drop books off.
That's right.
On Sundays. is the bottom line.
Have there been any more comments about that since the last?
No, just that young lady that I know of. Cynthia, has your staff received anything? Okay.
And that was a very nice reply on Janae. She did very well written.
Thank you. Let's see, in the collections development update, I just wanted to, I didn't reiterate. I wanted to just let you know that Kathleen Thompson does all our book ordering, along with input from, the children's youth services, and I'll say in-house experts. And that is staff members who have an interest. So she will get their recommendations and things like that. So I wanted to just give you a little more detail on that. I wanted to explain that in the administrative update that Tim Tipton is the risk manager for the county. And so he's who I'm going to be working with to get the emergency plan foundation so that when Manny starts, it's a clear handover. Okay.
Have y'all already started using Sarah?
No, we've decided on the buttons. But it's one of those things we're starting very small and then we can build as need and comfort. So the good thing is we've defined those in the conversation with Dawn. So let's see, I wanted to provide an update regarding, or a little more information regarding the Springbrook and MLK Junior Sky-Fi tables. I just wanted to say that's actually 4 tables that are being installed. Robert is here tonight. Now, he helped us with the community survey, but he also wrote the grant for the Kiwanis Club to get the MLK Junior Center.
Thank you very much.
tables. So I'll hold them.
So all 4 tables will be installed on the 23rd of this month. 2 of them again at Springbrook and 2 of them at the Martin Luther King Community Center. So they can all be installed on that same day. They don't anticipate there'll be any problems. And then we will have a ribbon cutting ceremony for the 2 that are being installed at the Martin Luther King Community Center on Monday, December 6th at 3:30 PM. And we'll have refreshments, and we want to have that ribbon cutting ceremony at a time where the students are there engaged, and so that they can be involved in that too. So we'll make it publicized as widely as possible, and then we'd like to invite all of you to attend again. 6th of December, 3:30 PM.
You're gonna be there.
You and you. Yeah, we're all gonna be there.
3:30. December 6th.
My children. I can't make it from our homes today in 5 minutes.
Hey, thank you for that.
Just it's an issue, just an issue.
Any more? Keep going.
Let's see. I wanted to touch base to see if there were any questions on the projects section, the projects update of the packet. Is it, the Kelly donation tea room, which is bullet number 5. We got the quotes and they are included. I think they're about page 14 after page 4 of the report, where you can see that the construction of the wall and the doors came in at $36,123. And the schematic is follows. And then the technology that's going in the room is that quote follows, and basically it is going to be a 86-inch large screen display. We will have a rack in there that will store the different gaming stations, but we can lock that. They will have a manual, like, where you can pick if, okay, HDMI port 1 goes to the PlayStation, HDMI port 2 goes. So, so we're starting off very light to see how the room is going to be used and where the next step of technology. The other thing we need to do is, if we want to build on this, right now, none of this is touching our network. So if there is a desire to start do online gaming and things like that, then we need to get in touch with the county, because that's a whole different kettle of fish. But right now, this technology setup does not connect to the network. So, then this, as I said in the report, leaves $4,016 available for the teen room. And they're really wanting to put that into the supplies that the teens that come are interested in. And so you don't have a list or anything presented, because it'll probably be art supplies, and then at times it might be craft, and it could be a sewing machine. And it's, so we've got tables that we'll do for now, but we've still got what Chelsea and her team would like to focus on is the programming supply side of it. So,
Will there be gaming equipment? Okay.
yeah. Okay, and
Hey, Jermaine,
yes,
quick question. How this particular room is going to be made? How the structure in terms of who said Chelsea will be responsible? Who's responsible for this particular game?
So it'll be part of the youth services department. And what is it? It will all be locked away, but it will be open. So it will be, accessible. What is it? We are thinking of having someone over there.
When it's rented or all the time?
Well, we're not planning on renting this out.
Okay.
We're wanting to keep this as a teen area. And what is it? We have not worked out yet whether or not we want to, see, here's the thing, once you invite adults in, it's going to be very hard to then ask them to leave. And so the thing is teens are at school. So it's not gonna be busy until 4, until after. So we are still working out all of that. There is security in the room. The doors can be locked. There is a camera in the space as well as one that along the wall. So we're not worried about safety. The equipment that's being put in the room will be locked into a rack. So when we have the gaming systems in there, they're not going to be able to just, I mean, I guess they could try to steal the rack, but I think the rack's pretty big. So it'd be obvious. So,
We have locks on the doors.
I'll confirm that we have.
Yeah, we should check that. I don't remember that. Okay, I'm sorry.
Where's the room gonna be located again?
It is going to be, you go down past adult services. And what the great window there that looks out upon the green lawn, if you turn to the left and then turn to the right, it's right there.
If you'd like to see where it's gonna be, as we go along, we're doing really well right now. I'd like to take a field trip to look at the other two projects that are listed here. One is the carpeting and the other is the amphitheater. Okay, so if that's okay with everyone, we'll take a quick break and run down there and take a look.
What is it? And then I have the foundation funding request that follows both those quotes. So
Let's jump on that right now while we're talking about that. We have talked about this teen room before, but we've never really voted on it. I thought we had, but we couldn't find it in the minutes. So what I would like to do, we have made a request to the foundation to fund this. And so I would like to have a motion to have the foundation fund this teen room. They already have the check for it.
and I'll let you vote.
No, go ahead. So there is a check, plus there is some extra money in it. The teen room would be named, I believe, after the Kellys who have donated the money to us. Okay, so I need a motion to,
Move forward with
thank you, is there a second? Okay, all in favor? Doing this? Okay, any opposed? All right, thank you. All right, the motion carries.
Let's see, so you'll include it in this packet, you'll see under the external signs project. And that was actually before this last one. All right, so start here. That is the Learning Lab sign that we would like to put on the outside of the Learning Lab. There's the glass door, and it'll go on the side, on the right-hand side of that. Okay,
You're gonna be in color like this?
it'll be in color like that. It'll have the little cogs and everything. Now, what is it? I'm sorry, you'll notice that one of the quotes has a line through it. That wasn't to really be included, but it's good for you to see. The $750 sign is the sign that has, basically it's going to be a digital print sticker that sticks on, I think it's PUD. It is a particular type of material that the county, or not the county, the city requires signs be made of. So what is it? This quote, this first quote, 888, shows the cost of that digital print applied to the sign, and then the installation of it, as well as the installation for the book return signs. If you flip the page, the next quote is $886. And what that shows is the book return sign, which is directional. And it's going to be like they call it a flag display, if you will. So basically there'll be a black aluminum pole and then another black piece that sticks out here, and the sign will be two-faced and it'll hang straight down like a flag. It will not move. It will be affixed and solid.
That's across the street or?
And it will be, so, okay, you know where the book drop is now? And then there's the island that's in the book drop. Turn around, okay? Cross the street to that little section of green, okay? And the sign's gonna be right there. So as you drive in the entrance and if you come in the back entrance, there will be a sign that directs you to the book drop or the book return. Okay, and that will be a black aluminum on a off-white sign, but with black lettering. And that is because you can read it.
Now there's like a big sign up there on the side of the wall.
With the city of Maryville is being very kind to us. Until we get these.
You talking about on the book drop?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So they don't like, that's a legal sign?
Yes,
Too
it's
big.
illegal.
Oh,
Yeah.
sorry. I'll try to brush
They
it
let us-
off next time.
They let us have that for a while until we got our real sign.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
But it was a wonderful
Good
display. I
question.
was like, a sign like this is what I want. And they were like, ah.
You know me, always trying to save money.
Yeah. Okay, so the prices that you see here will be the $750 plus the $845 plus $60 for the sign permit. So what is it? We have raised the PO for this and we'll start that work shortly. But it had been a long time coming, so I wanted to just let you know there's been.
And we don't have to vote on this. This is in the budget.
Yeah. I think.
It's very lovely. Yeah.
I think that was a creation of Sarah Smith. So pass that along to her. I think that covers just greater detail showing that under the grants and regional reports that we have received $24,332 this year. And it is a 40%. I blanked on the amount. Of that 24,000, our match is 4,000. Yeah. So, okay. And that's it for me.
Want to talk about the projects? Or not?
Which, oh, the automation project. Yeah, sorry. So the automation and handling, the FRID and automation materials handling project foundation request went to the foundation. They voted on it and they have approved it. What is it? I'll be reaching out to Al to let him know that that's where we're at with it. What is it? I have reached out to the county finance department and they are working on it. Okay, so this project, the timeline we're looking at is about 8 or 9 months all up. And this is assuming that we don't get stuck in any of the supply chain issues. So what is it? Our service level agreements for this probably won't start until fiscal year 23 because of all of this. And so what is it? I have started on December 18th. Did I get that date right? 16th, on December 16th, I'll be going before the commission and I'll be letting them know that this is what we plan to do. And that this vendor is part of a Colorado consortium. And I'll be asking them if they, actually, no, I scratch that, because they actually gave us better pricing than the consortium, so we won't do that. Sorry, I've been talking about many different things. I'll be asking the commission if they'll be okay with us entering into a multi-year contract the
Service.
closer we get to it, but it's not gonna be this fiscal year. And it might be late fiscal year 2023 or later. It's just, I think it could actually be 24, but at least we're putting it on the radar and we can, so. Okay, let's see.
Well, that's 2 years. You're sure you're not talking 20, 22, 23?
So going from July to, we were gonna, if we started this in September, we were gonna end in June, late June of this fiscal year. And so our first year starts after that.
Right.
So that's 23.
Oh, we get that
And
free.
then our
I got
second
you. Okay.
year starts the, yeah.
Okay, good.
But we, in conversations with the finance, they really said that it was a good idea to get in there and let you know that, so
Okay.
that's what we'll be doing.
Thanks, Janae. Okay, report from the foundation. Angela?
Short and sweet, and you have in front of you the summary of us saying yes. We approved the $25,000 funding request for the children's area renovation. We approved the $151,300 funding request for the RFID and automated materials handling system. We provisionally approved the $50,000 teen room project, should you all decide tonight that that's something you approve. But we thought rather than have a December meeting, we just say, yeah, that everything looks good. And if you have no concerns, I can sign that after the meeting tonight. We also had a great time talking over our shared impressions of the interview process, how well that went, and how well we thought it turned out. You chose the person we felt most comfortable with from that board. So we were delighted to hear about the offer being extended and to hear Andy share how the plans are going for bringing a new person on board.
He's up there, by the way.
Oh, hi, Manny.
He's in his house now.
Yeah.
He is, he got it.
Are you inside?
So I'm glad you liked it.
I'm inside now.
We also took care of our internal annual elections, which is just mostly housekeeping for us, but I'm pleased to announce that Bill Pope will be serving a second 3-year term on the board of directors. I am pleased to report that I will be entering my final year as president. And Matt Dougherty will serve as treasurer and Jane Groff will serve as secretary for the coming year. We also discussed briefly the need to bring in some new perspectives just so we keep a succession of new people coming in. So we are exploring trying to find 2 new board members, one of whom will have a librarian's perspective as I hit my term limit after the end of next year to roll off the board, and another person who can bring some PR and fundraising perspectives and experience to the board. So if you have any names to suggest to me, let me know. And we finalized our plans for the foundation's annual letter to mail out. We are looking at proofreading that this week to hopefully have it go out with the start of the holiday season, Thanksgiving week or the Monday after Thanksgiving.
Thank you very much. Any questions for the foundation? Thank you for the approvals. Okay, I don't see Bruce, but I see Dick, so Friends of the Library report.
Yeah, Bruce is not able to make it tonight. We don't have a lot to report. We are working towards the December sale, which will immediately precede the opera. We didn't plan it that way, but it's a really nice thing. We'll be from 12 to 6, and then they can leave the book sale and go straight to the opera. We've had a lot of student volunteers helping us over the last month and a half. They've turned out to be very helpful. We've had a good crew this time around. Maryville College and the high schools have come through with a lot of good people, and that helps us a lot. Beyond that, things are going with whatever passes for normal now. We have been moving some things around and rearranging and making plans, so we're ready to move forward however the library wants it done, so that's about it.
Okay, thank you. If you haven't been down there, please go down and take a look. It's really changed. It's different. You can see everything that's on eBay, and you can see what's coming up.
Oh, yeah.
That's great.
Or you can wear some old clothes, we'll put you to work. Works out.
Is there anything we can do to help for the book sale?
No, I think, well, yeah, sure, if you want to volunteer to help at the book sale, I'm always eager for help in that respect, but no, as long as the elevator works and it's unlocked, we're good to go, so.
I guess knocking on wood.
Well, it's actually behaved itself lately. The last time it failed was a software glitch more than anything, right? And so it's really not doing bad at all. So keep your fingers crossed.
Great. Thank you, Dick.
Okay.
Do you have Liz's report?
The only thing I want to add to it is, if you'll look at the December 6th PLMI alumni reunion, I wanted to share with you all that Cynthia Spittler, our patron services manager, she will be attending.
Where is it?
It's December.
No, where is it? Nashville?
It's in Nashville, yes. That was pretty much it. Our youth services department is looking into the Governor's Early Literacy Foundation Storybook Trail grants. That is on the second page of Liz's report. There's a little paragraph that tells you a little bit more. So if you guys are excited about that, Chelsea Tarwater will be your contact. And we reached out to the city of Maryville, and they put us in touch with Angie Lucky so we can make sure we're getting the right stakeholders pulled in.
Okay. When you say she's looking into it, she's applying.
No, well, we're getting there.
Okay,
Yeah.
okay. Okay, any questions on the regional report? Okay, any questions on the budget? I skipped over that part of the package. No comments or questions on the budget. Okay, thank you. All right, moving on to, I don't have any old business. Anyone have any old business that you want to bring up? Moving on to new business then. We already voted on the teen room. That brings up let's jump down to the update on the director. Obviously, you all know that Manny has accepted the position. He is on there if you have a question. He will be coming down on the 9th through the 11th or 12th to visit, bringing his wife and visiting the library and Blount County and surrounding areas. And we're glad to have him come. Okay, I would like to make under new business, a motion that we cancel the December 22nd meeting and have the next meeting on January 18th of the board. Do I have a motion to do that?
I'll make that motion.
Is there a second?
Second.
Is there anybody opposed to that? Okay, motion carries. Thank you. So we will not meet in the month of December. Now, what I would like to do before, well, hey, I don't have any other information or anything else to bring up. Do you have anything else that we can talk about? Oh, okay, well, yeah, I want to do that.
Okay,
But before we get to the Blount County, the Patriot survey, we want to talk about that. Do you want to run out and look at the area first and then come back and talk about that? Or do you want to do that last? Go out now? Okay, let's do that. All right, let's run out quickly. We'll take a break. Go out to see the two areas, three areas that are in the report, and then we'll come back.
talk about the carpet and the amphitheater, right? Manny will take pictures for you.
That's fine. I'll be waiting.
You want to come with us? You sure? Ladies.
You guys
You've
already
seen it,
know where
right?
it is.
You know what the carpet looks like, right?
Make sure no one takes my laptop. I'll see you watch. Won't be able to do my work tomorrow. What's that?
Sure you don't want me to take it?
Right, that's what I was thinking.
It's gone. What can I do?
Just each, like on page one requires a tag. Each I don't think they can put a tag on this. It's like I did figure that. Meeting that. That's what it sounded like. But if you had to, that number of places we said we had to have one. You have to add that number to it, but I don't. Because it would go into like. Maybe that's an issue, and that is an estimate for a gate. It's just gonna go, because, you know, somebody gets out, your eye not demagnetized. And one people count. Right now, we have two people counts. We've got one of the entrance for children's and one front. This estimate is for everyone. There's a training session that is included as 1 4-hour session. And so there's an additional 4-hour that can be done specifically on art. This is going to be rocket science. See some gaps. This is a very generous allocation. It's what it needs to, I mean, what we have basic. Something called an extension of an income. So when we are doing that process, RFID tags, we have to connect it to a training. So that's, I think that's what this is talking about. I mean, I've had to figure this all out, just because I've had 2 conversations about it, but not about this. I've figured this out myself. $600 per month per device if we don't get it allowed. It's just like, you know what I'm saying, little fees here and there.
Yeah, it was about 1,000 here, 1,000 there.
Yeah.
This year, talking about.
Yeah. So. I mean, does that continue to come from foundation? Does that come in that corporate budget? Where does that?
Goes into.
That's our great.
Budget use, but
And it said that the prices that were in that quote were good for 30 days from the date of the quote, which was September 21st. But I would assume they would make good on that. I just had some questions. Side questions. Well, that's what Brennan was asking.
was what? Is shouldn't say it.
That's the first one. I thought so. So, I'm like, just, it'll be nice to. Yeah.
That's something for
Once that's, maybe not gonna be able to go back and talk about additional, whatever else you want to say. I really do.
that's
This is-
an angry son.
That's our hours. That's our hours.
Yeah.
And they're scheduled. It also is going to try to hire. So we can't do it.
Appreciate.
And it's gonna be locked until school's out. Is that what you, that's what I thought about. I thought it was gonna be a community space. Is that? Like it could be multi-purpose. That's a huge deal. It is huge and it's beautiful.
That's what you can do with it. That's what you have. Seriously.
That's beautiful.
You might.
Justice, that'd be a nice thing to do. So here's that's how it goes. Without even realizing. it's an opportunity. I'm not sure if they do that. I just details. I'm just such a detail person. I can't. one way or another. It's a pretty, it's pretty. You know, the sad thing is that this perception doesn't change. That's not true, not true. You want the piece, the device that would help organize your thinking. But to wow. No. Yeah. So many people think it's an induction system. Good. It's great to see. So busy with school work. You know, he's close to something. I see. He's very busy. So well, it is good. And very good difference there. Everybody's coming to us. Like that. My home. So, people can make it on a stuff our husbands. Yeah, just kind of else, I guess. But my kids. Online, some is fine. I can't remember if it's been 2 years or 3 years since they died. So. Anyways, so they're going to come in this week. But you're like, ready? Let me see. And it's like, it's never fun. We're taking some time. I'll tell you this, I don't know if you ever do this. This would be foreign for me, but she prepares things. She's looking for business. We're ordering, I order up 4 Sears cookies. We wanted, I wanted some different ones. And I said, you ever do a mixed batch? She said, no, I don't know. So we can made up with different kinds amongst us, and we're gonna do a cookie swap, but you don't come. And supports it. And supports it. Such a precious girl. You know, I can see. Maybe there would have to be some situation. And I can see that. She has such a passion. The background, the education. I think that just. She was not even considered. Saying, oh, I think That's it. Anyway, somebody was immediately in the job. Yeah, this thing. And she didn't want to, that was kind of. Baby house, it was on its way. Serious. She doesn't think that up. This card or anything. She's got an instrument. It's Stay Sweet. And she keeps her own, she changes the menu up seasonally. Things that went through Halloween, they go through Thanksgiving, so she's featuring different shares. Those chocolate chip cookies are the best I ever. I kind of prefer to get some rose that have the most. That's just too, that's just too sweet. Really like maybe a black coffee. It's just. Yeah, I know. Real life. Okay, so tell me this, have y'all having conversations about space? That's gonna shift. Well, the first was study readings. Yes. And I have no idea what that's. We could use campus. I have that. Always. They stay in the woods we open it back. But is there somewhere else those people? No, it's St. Louis. Little sunroom. Children's. The what? The little sunroom. Oh. Slowly enough that it's not. The study was
Got lost. We're back.
Yay, welcome.
I didn't even know that amphitheater was there.
Oh, really?
Do you all use it for anything?
I don't, not that I know of. You're talking off the children's room, the little.
You sure can't use it for children.
Well, I think the ambient noise out there sometimes is kind of loud.
I think it'd be frightening to have a child out there that go over the side.
You would have to be children of a certain age and under appropriate supervision.
On
Yeah.
a leash.
On a- Monitored.
Yeah. Wow. Well, part of us are back, Manny.
I wanted to make a good first impression. So I didn't start out making a good first impression when I'm in my car, unfortunately starting a meeting. So I do apologize about that.
I thought it was funny.
I don't know where my key is.
Well, how'd you get
Yeah.
in?
So my stepdaughter, she arrived home and then she let me in. But I will say my house is secure because I try to break in all throughout the house, seeing if there's an open window, and they're all locked. So that's a good sign.
So you left a lasting impression.
What's that now?
I said you left a lasting impression. We'll
Yes.
always remember you trying to get up.
The comedy of errors.
Been there, done that.
Yeah, we're about to put our house on the market. We're looking at doing that right after Thanksgiving. So there's a few little odds and ends that needs to be done in the house, some painting and just a few little things here and there. And I do know the contractor, so I trust him, and I gave him my key, and the key's probably still in his pocket, or he'll text me saying, "Hey, I forgot your key. I have it here." So it is what it is. I'll see him.
How's the housing market up there?
It's actually really strong. There's high demand, and actually where we live in a city with a population of nearly 100,000. And right now there are only 40 single-family homes for sale, which is a good thing for us. And we're in an ideal location. So I think we're going to be all right.
Ask a lot.
Yeah, because it's hot down
Yeah.
here too.
Yeah, oh yeah. Well, I've been looking. Yeah. Yeah, once my wife gets down there in June, that's when we'll have serious conversations as far as finding a home in the county and something right for her and I. So, but there's some beautiful homes down there. It's just they get scooped up very quick.
Just in the last few years, the housing market has just gone crazy.
Yeah.
It's nuts.
Yeah.
Do we have a PA system where we could page and find out what happened?
There you go. It may be lost.
You can make that happen.
I mean, you can only look at so much carpet.
That's right. Andrew, maybe we should have looked at the front.
I've seen the carpet.
Okay, 'cause you guys need to-
It's starting to fray in some areas around, and some of the patchwork needs to be replaced. Some of our tile is starting to break, and we don't have replacement. We don't have we have a few more pieces, but not much.
Ceramic tile?
Yeah.
I just ripped ceramic tile out of both my bathrooms and I'm putting down the stick squares of luxury vinyl stuff. I don't know if it'll be a permanent change, but it's a quick change.
Quick change.
May I have your attention, please?
Just do the 1x1s, or you should do the 2x.
Report to the sheriff's office.
They're 2x2, they're 24
All
inches.
board members, please report to sheriff's office.
I wish I'd done 1x1. I'm doing a lot of cutting.
Yeah.
And think of the smaller space. I just chose the pattern I liked at the right price, and then I've got to.
That's tedious.
It's tedious. I'm not a patient person anymore. I also got a very, very honest and helpful answer from my husband, who said, if you want to do it, that's fine, but you're doing it. Because you know what'll happen if we try to do it together. It's like, yeah, you're right, I'll do it.
The tile work is not bad.
No, it's just exactly, you have to be methodical.
Yeah.
And you have to make sure you leave yourself enough time to do it.
Make sure you butter both the floor and the back of the tile.
Yeah,
With my little, whatever the spreader's called, little putty thing.
towel things.
Wow.
I hear they talk about butter and bread, you know, both sides.
That's
What
exactly
are you
right.
talking about?
I had no idea until I started working in construction. And I got a real education.
That's how I do it. I mean, and they make it look so easy. You
I know.
Skilled
DIY.
people make it look so
Yeah.
easy.
You know,
Yep.
it's what you know and have the tools to do it, right? I mean,
The guys doing the bricks, I can't believe how many they can lay in a day. It's unbelievable.
It is.
I had my uncle was a brick mason. And I worked with him my summer after high school. That drove me to college. I said, ain't no way hell I'm gonna be doing this. I mean, I said, no. He said, come on, keep up. Yeah, I was sore and tired. No,
I spent 1 week lifting tile up onto a roof. And I knew I was never gonna do that. I can't believe it. Guys can lift up a bundle of
Yeah.
material.
Yeah. Walk it on the roof and stuff. Yeah,
Crazy.
I applaud.
I didn't mean for you guys to go out for lunch or dinner.
Get a cigarette break.
We got to go on the book drop room. The creepy
Cigarette
book
break,
drop
that's a
room.
thing of the past. I don't know.
We will not let you guys go out anymore.
No, that is a false statement. We got to see the book drop. We got to see the new youth services room. We took advantage of our time.
I guess
I thought you were just looking at carpet.
No,
No.
then other requests were made and so.
There was so
We
many.
also visited the space
So much
for,
bad carpet you can look at.
we also revisited the space for the automated handling material system as well as the team space.
Okay, last thing on the agenda is the patron survey. And what I'd like to do is a couple things, is very briefly go through it. If you all have any just outside comments that you'd like to make on it, and then what I would like to do long range, if this is okay with you all, is create some committees with employees from the library to go through some of these areas that some areas that were really touched on in the survey. One of them was to add, right, so outside services, online services. And I think, I don't know how you all feel about it, but I don't know what online services are for the library. And I think it would be better that employees would have an input into something like that, than us, bring it to us and then we talk about it later. But, so I would like to create some committees, but I'd like to go over some areas too that I thought just kind of jumped out. The first one was the online services. Well, first of all, do you have a list or? Okay, you go ahead.
Okay. So Robert is here with us tonight and he identified a few points. And so I was just gonna let him share those with us. And then if you all had any questions for him or for, about anything, we could go from there.
So a few points that I wanted to highlight. There's a lot in there. One is that we had 2,800 respondents this time versus 2,000 in 2018. So that's an increase of 800. I thought that was highly significant. The other one was that with regard to how residents here in the county regard the library, the level of appreciation that they have for the library, their love for it, their regard for it, they see its beauty, they value its collections, and they see it, they're proud of it. It's the same story that we heard from the residents in 2018. So that is like the same theme carried over 3 years later. But in some ways, the library is even more highly regarded now than it was 3 years ago, particularly with regard for example, the percent who are rating the library itself is very important or important, jumped about 11 percentage points from 82% in 2018, said it was important or very important. Now it's up to 91%. And think about that in the face of the pandemic. How many respondents still regard the library as an important factor? In addition, the percent who rated it as excellent or very good also went up from 87% to 93%. I thought that's very significant, looking at the library in these times. Secondly, either by choice or by necessity, more residents are using the online services, and they seem to be very comfortable using the variety of services that you have. And in fact, note that the online services was at the top of the list of those best experiences, so the most positive experiences that they had in the last month, right at the top, 16%. And fourthly, the residents here value the staff. They regard the staff as very high, as very important, and that is a theme throughout the survey. Multiple times you see that. First thing that comes to mind, staff are right up there. What they value most, staff are up there. The importance, when that important rating, 75%, so they're very important or important. So there's just examples of how much the residents here value and appreciate the staff. You know, curbside service, I want to mention that during the pandemic, those began, and the patrons are very appreciative of the curbside service. The residents are eager to return to normal in the library and to offer a variety of in-person services that had before. That came out multiple times. And the new staff hours, there's no real clear-cut favorite among the three options there. So that perhaps additional information or additional considerations need to be made on the patron, what the change in the hours would be, the impact that it would be for any options on the patrons, on the services, or on the program. And finally, looking at the least experiences, 3 years ago, there was a significant issues with complaints about noise that went down significantly this time, and also some comments about unhelpful encounters with staff also went down significantly. I want to point out that as well. So that's what jumped out at me when looking over the survey reports, and I'm happy to answer any questions that you have.
Any questions?
I apologize for that. Anybody have comments or things that you want to talk about?
I thought it was interesting when they looked at the library hours and days, how close. Oh, I mean, really, 36%, 31%, 31%. So there wasn't really a real clear cut day or days that are hours that are better or better.
I think what it showed me was that if we offer late night evenings, then giving up a Sunday might be okay. But if we don't, then a Sunday is very much appreciated. So I thought that there would be a much different percentage for each of them, but see how close it was.
Some of the things that really jumped out at me, I'd like to just cover, and then we can talk about it, or we can just move on. First of all, number one was the additional online services, and I'm not sure what they're asking for, but that's why I would like to have a separate committee, and maybe you would like to chair that committee, Tim. But we'll talk about that.
Yeah.
How the library is advertised, I thought really jumped out also, that people didn't quite, some people saw it online, some people saw it in the newspapers, but it wasn't, they were like asking for different ways to advertise it more. And so I think we need to look at that. I thought one of the big things, and you mentioned it, is how do we support the staff here at the library? Everybody loves the staff, but what can we do to make it better for them? And how can we support them? Media and borrowing the books was the number one thing that everybody touched on. And so can we make it easier or better? Can we get more books in here, or other books that they would like? And one of the comments was on investment and how the investment books were way outdated and we needed to get into more current, which probably is more online things than physical books, but that was interesting. One of the things that really blew me away was how many people read the outside sign that's in front of the library, and they get, I think it was what, 50% or something, get their information from the sign out in front of the library. I didn't realize that many people drove by the library, let alone reading the sign. So I thought that was really an interesting thing. And so we need to really develop that more too. They really like the children's activities, but some of the hours they felt were tough for people who worked. And so maybe we need to look at that and see how we can direct that. One of the big things that came up, and it came up when we were doing the interviews with employees too, was to better improve the printing capabilities here in the library, and with the people in the other areas where people can print their own things rather than having library employees do everything for them. And I know some of the employees felt guilty, or not necessarily guilty, but felt strange copying off people's wills or people's information that is really none of their business. And they felt a little strange doing that and having the patrons allow them to do that. And so I thought that was an interesting thing too. Library hours, of course, jumped out too. And then the last thing, and I was talking to Adam and the people at the checkout this afternoon, because they said there's too much stuff on the counters, and it was hard for you to put your library books down and to look at the, and I went out and there is. And so I think for us to take a long look at everything that they suggested, there's all kinds of really good information there. And certainly years of work ahead of you to work on this. So there's a lot of good stuff there. And so I don't know how you want to proceed. Any suggestions on proceeding?
I have a question. Robert, if you look at the survey, can we break out the respondents where they live? I.e., can we find out how many came from Maryville, Alcoa, Springfield, et cetera? Because we need to start tying.
It's in there.
We need to start tying this information to these users who are not paying. I mean, we talk about Springfield and Rockford and those guys. How do we bring them into the fold? I mean, we have that data. We can then go back to them and say, you got 80% of your clientele, your residents participating, but you guys don't give us some dime.
What do they do?
I mean, well, forget about what they do to the county, but I'm looking at the city piece. We talk about rural Alcoa and no other city is contributing. I know they contribute to the county like Alcoa and Maryville contribute to the county.
So on page 19, it has the question 23, what is your zip code? And in that, it breaks it out as the zip code and then Alcoa, Maryville, Friendsville, Louisville, all the way down. And it shows the count and the percentage, and in comparison to the percentage that completed the survey in 2018. And then it shows you the population of those zip codes. So we could kind of get an idea of, you know, what percentage of the population was sharing their thoughts with us. We can then use this information as a foundation and compare it with our library card holders and see how many from, you know, if Maryville has, I'm making numbers up, right? If they have 50,000 card holders, but of a, you know, 2,800 respondents, they only represent 1,000. That's pretty low. So what, you know, what can we do to have those more accurately reflect perhaps? So we're working towards it. That's.
You know, one of the things looking at on page 18 was the age of the people who responded. Is there a way that we can, if we do this again in the future, to get to younger people?
What is it? It was interesting to see the difference between 2018 and now. What is it? Because our children's services or youth services was so much more active and had such a higher traffic number. I think when parents got it, they would also let their kids fill it out. Whereas I'm not sure if that took place this time. I did notice that as well, that it went down. I should consider how we can reach them. The other thing is for 13 and under, that's a lot of questions.
It is a lot of questions, but I mean, possibly we could adjust it for a teen or a youth questionnaire that the adult could.
And now that we have this, okay, so we tried to do focus groups when we were collecting this data, and because the way of the world and the numbers locally, it just wasn't doable. But now that we've got this, and with Manny coming on, there's opportunity to perhaps revisit the focus groups with very specific questions. What kind of online services if you're a mother of children? What are online services if you're retired? What are online, you know? So now that we have the foundation, we have an opportunity to dig deeper if the board would like to help in that.
And I think we can develop like areas for the children's department. And they can interview the people who are coming in to the library and talk to them about it.
The hard part with this is that if staff are part of the focus group, people don't want to say anything nice. You know, it's gonna, well, I mean, focus groups are to get to the meat of the, you know, the bones of the matter. And I'm not saying that staff can't be involved. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying when it comes to the focus groups and that element acting as a facilitator, it is best to have a neutral party. Yeah. Volunteers that know how to facilitate. Clones of Robert.
Okay. All right. Anything else on this? This is not going to go away. We'll bring this back up in January and talk about this some more. And then certainly going forward, we're going to be really, really delving into this a lot more.
Time to wake up.
Excellent job on survey.
Thank you very much. Thanks for doing this.
Yeah.
When I first read it, I was not really impressed with it. I went back through and read it again, and I was really, really amazed at how much information is really in there. If you really read each question and look at the responses, it really makes a difference And you really, I didn't compare the two areas, these two together, which really is much more so than I thought the first time through.
The other thing is on the very last page of the survey itself is board considerations. And so that's, you know, that's coming from a bubble of Robert and I. Talking about, you know, Kathy Thompson did a quick review of it all to see what she could add to it. So that's a limited focus of considerations from the data as it was presented to you this evening. But, you know, by all means, it's a start.
Yeah, I thought it was really well done with a lot of good information. So thank you. Okay. One last thing, I want to again thank the search committee for the incredible job that they did. And it was really well done, involving everyone in the community and the library. Really appreciate it. Okay. Last thing, wish everybody a happy holidays, Thanksgiving and Christmas, New Year's, and do I hear a motion to adjourn?
So moved.
Is there a second? Anybody opposed to that?
Yeah. Second, she got Logan is.
Logan is
Logan's
opposed.
Are you opposing it?
Logan's missing. Are you opposed?
Where you going?
Okay, thanks very much, guys. Have a great week. And don't forget the events that are coming up here and try to show up.
Yes, yes.
Thank you. I will be living in Tennessee for the January meeting, so I will be there in attendance.
Look forward to seeing you.
Can't wait. I am counting the days down.
Good luck on the home sale.
And go Tornadoes and go Rebels.
Need more home purchase.
Thank you. Bye now.